Welcome to North Norfolk's deep history coast. 36 kilometres of unique coastline following the Norfolk coast path from Weybourne in the northwest to Cart Gap in the southeast. But what exactly do we mean by deep history? Well, it's a simple term that means, in general, the deeper you go down, the older things get. And here, on the deep history coast, you can stand on an astonishing 100 million years of history. That means we can go back to a time when giant sea reptiles terrorised the seas, and when our earliest relatives took their first tentative steps to colonise northern Europe. In fact, North Norfolk's deep history coast is home to the earliest evidence of humans in Britain, with footprints left by the UK's first tourists nearly 1 million years ago. One of the most incredible finds was right here at West Runton. The UK's largest and oldest mammoth skeleton was found on the beach, and a 500,000-year-old flint hand axe was discovered at Happisburgh. The flint tool is one of the earliest known in Britain, and it was the butcher's knife set of its day, used for scraping, chopping and slicing. A discovery trail runs along the deep history coast. Along the way, you will find 11 discovery points. Every discovery point gives information about the amazing animals that used to live at each point. There are things to see and do, and some fascinating facts to learn along the way. There's also a Deep History Coast app that you can download on your phone. You can use the app to help you identify fossils whilst you're on the beach, as well as some great games and wonderful augmented reality to transport you right back in time and walk amongst the mammoths. Along the deep history coast, you can expect to find a whole host of different rocks, minerals and fossils. But here are just a few highlights. Belemnites. People used to think that these were fossilised lightning bolts. We now know that they're the internal shells of a squid-like animal that swam in the sea when the dinosaurs were on land. Sea urchins, probably the most commonly found fossil along the deep history coast. They're almost always bald when you find them because their spines fall off when they die, but they're a staggering 80 million years old. Sea sponges. If it wasn't for sponges, we wouldn't have flint. When they were alive, they contain a mineral which dissolved in the water, only to harden again and form flint. Fossilised wood. From around 3 million years ago, wood from forests in what's now Norfolk washed out to sea and became fossilised when iron minerals seeped into them, meaning that they're as hard as metal. Amber. This beautiful substance is actually fossilised tree resin. It washes ashore on our beaches from further afield because it's light enough to float on water. Large mammals. Norfolk doesn't have any dinosaur fossils, but what it lacks in dinosaurs, it makes up for in mammoths. In fact, North Norfolk is one of the best places in the world to find mammoths. From their bones to their teeth to their tusks. Many different types of mammoth once roamed here over the past few million years. You can also find bits of giant deer antler, rhino and hippo, and even bits of bison. We must keep in mind that there are only a limited number of fossils in existence. Most visitors are responsible fossil collectors and leave enough fossils for other people to find too. Make sure you're a responsible fossil collector by following these simple rules. Only collect a few typical fossils from the beaches. Never dig a fossil out of the cliffs. Record where and when you find fossils. They might be important. Always check the tide times if you're collecting on the beach. Stick to the paths provided and avoid disturbing wildlife. Of course, it's not just rocks and fossils that you can find on our amazing deep history coast. There's a whole host of wildlife on our beaches too. Searching the rock pools in Cromer, East and West Runton and Sheringham whisks you away into a different world. One of squidgy sea anemones, wandering winkles, crawling crabs and even lively lobsters. There's so much to see, do and discover along the deep history coast at any time of year. The landscape is constantly changing and revealing more about our past. So what are you waiting for? Explorers are welcome here, and who knows, you might be the discoverer of the next big thing on Norfolk's deep history coast.